happens.
Very good morning to you and wakey, definitely good to be back in your company once again this morning. Well, this morning we're chatting all things how to get your CV on top of the pile with Dr. Laura Fisher. So studies have shown that an average recruiter spend just 7 seconds looking at a CV before deciding whether a candidate is suitable for the role. 7 seconds, eh? First impressions are therefore critical to success. Dr. Laura Fisher, head of institutional advancement at Boston City campus, joins us to discuss making your CV stand out from the crowd. Good morning, Laura. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, very well, thank you. And good
Definitely.
morning to the listeners.
Definitely good to have you with us this morning. Well, while people focus on the CV, the cover letter is as or more important. Can you give us some
Mm.
insight about the cover letter and what it is and what essentials to include on a cover letter?
Yeah, I think that a cover letter is really the synopsis of who you are and what you're going to bring to the party. Customization is always key. So your cover letter should align to the job description, convincingly showcasing how you are the right fit for the role. And you can achieve this by incorporating keywords from the job posting into your cover letter to really make them notice you and to highlight kind of the evolution of your past roles and how that would really expand into this new role that you're applying for.
It's absolutely incredible because I mean, sometimes, like you said, all you need is just a cover letter to just show to tell the recruiter a little short story about who you are. So I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool because I mean, 7 seconds only is what it takes for someone just to decide whether they want you or not.
Yeah, I know. It's a little scary, isn't it?
Very scary. But once a person submits their CV, Laura, it is
Yeah.
analyzed by a special software. Can you speak to us about this and what a job seeker can do to, just to further the screening software process?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why they can say things like it takes 7 seconds to decide whether your CV is going to get to the top of the pile or not, because really many companies, especially the larger ones, are using special software known as applicant tracking systems, ATSs. So that streamlines their recruitment processes. So it's actually a system that sorts your CV out to identify candidates that best match the job criteria based on specific keywords and phrases, which is why I said even in the cover letter include keywords and phrases from the actual job and advertisement. So using relevant words, tailoring your CV to the job application, gone are the days of being able to send out a generic CV. Focus on skills and results and highlight your skills and results in as measurable a way as possible, and just avoid using graphics and unusual fonts because these are not effectively read by ATS. So while working with ATS obviously makes the recruiter's job a lot easier, it can make our jobs as the ones applying a little bit more difficult. So you need to make a strong case for your candidacy first to the ATS, and then that will go on then to the human reviewer as well.
I like that. It's actually so keywords is actually criteria. So when you look at an article and you see this is what the job requires you, kind of just use those keywords into your introduction. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. Because the system picks up on those keywords and phrases, and then filters you into another reviewer, a human reviewer should look at this.
That's brilliant. That is Dr. Laura Fisher. If you just joined the conversation, we're chatting to Laura all about how to get your CV on top of the pile this morning. Can you share with us some key tips? I know you mentioned a few keywords that you can use in your introduction, but can you share
Mhm.
some key tips on customizing your CV according to the specific job specifications?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I want to say is you've got to outsmart the robots. So you've got to tailor your CV to reflect the job description of the specific role. I think I've said that a few times. Customize the CV using relevant words, prioritize relevant information, tailor your profile, customize your job responsibilities. And if you haven't necessarily done a job that you're applying for before, think
Mm.
about other skills that you've had in other jobs and how they can be transferable to this new job. So quantify your achievements and really just remove any irrelevant information. Anything on your CV that doesn't directly pertain or even partially pertain to the relevant job can be removed. So a tailored CV not only shows that you're a suitable candidate, but it also demonstrates that you've spent time thinking about the position. So you've got interest and you've put effort in towards creating a really great CV.
That's brilliant. Laura, I think as we wrap up the conversation, if you could please maybe just mention what are the essential key points to have on a CV and also to avoid putting on a CV.
Okay, well, when you want to craft your CV, you want to say what I would say, hit the sweet spot. So you want to be concise and compelling, but you also don't want to give too little detail. So for every job application, focus on relevant experiences and skills. Ensure that these align with where the employer is looking. Your CV should also, like your cover letter in a sense, just give a compelling snapshot that highlights who you are and what the valuable skills and achievements that you're going to bring to the company. Demonstrate your growth, your personability, your professionalism, and avoid really giving this overly long, protracted sense of who you are and what all these things you can bring. Just keep it clean, minimalist, which really is the current trend. And complement this by including kind of your professional social media profiles like LinkedIn to provide more comprehensive pictures of your professional trajectory. So it's almost like you've got to think of your CV as your own personal branding. So it should reflect you as a person and what you want to be branded as in the marketplace. In terms of what not to do, I think it's the flip side of what I've just told you. But obviously, make your points clear. Don't make them long and drawn out. Steer clear of irrelevant information. Don't make your CV unfocused. Make sure it's very focused on the job that you are applying for, and employ professional contact information. So use your first name, your last name. Don't have too much uniformity. Don't churn out the same CV for every single job application. Personalize it concisely to fit the job requirements. And obviously, remember, honesty is always the best policy. So if there is gaps in your employment history, then you can provide a brief explanation as to why those gaps are there. Don't use complicated layouts, and really make it clear, readable, logical, and attractive and digestible. You're putting yourself out there. You want to come to the top of the pile. And so these are some of the things that you can do to get your CV noticed.
I love that, Laura. Lots of practical points and things that we all can apply. So thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Have a great day.